the guitar,
song.
Kurt.
Pretty good. Let me hear you.
Staring at you, taking off your makeup, wondering why you even put it on. I really can't believe we got him off the farm tonight. Gary's usually asleep right now.
Yes, I
Sing it.
Well, I see you just real following it all red Nova. Baby blue eyes, your head on my shoulder. Oh, wait, baby, don't move. Right where it is. T-shirt hanging off a dogwood branch. That river was cold, but we gave love a chance. Yeah, to me. Oh, you don't look a day over fast cars and freedom. That sunset or riverbank, first time feeling.
Gary LeVox in the house.
Good to be here, y'all. Try that in a small town.
Private in a Small Town podcast begins now.
Try that in a small town.
That was amazing.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm just getting ready for whiskey jam. We
Got a big night at Whiskey Jam
yeah,
tonight.
big night at whiskey jam.
Hey, better save that voice.
I know.
He's on radio tour,
Got a
folks.
9:37 slot.
We got Gary LeVox off
Man.
the farm
Yes,
Off
we did.
campus, off campus.
Man.
on the cowhide
This is
table.
awesome.
How does it feel to be in the big city?
You know, it feels a little weird. Yeah, I had to hit the GPS to figure out where 65 was again. I'm like, wait a minute. It really does run through here.
Folks, you really don't know how hard it was to get this guy off the farm.
I didn't even know they did 840. That's weird.
Cave now.
Yeah,
I
right.
know.
I'm off grid. I like it.
This is awesome.
Hey, I'm
Thank you.
proud for you fellas, man.
Thank
This
you.
is freaking awesome. Proud for you guys.
Well,
Thank
You
you.
we're
look
just a bunch of
great. You
idiots.
smell incredible. I mean, you know, you're podcasters. You got your own cups. I mean, what are we talking about, people?
Yeah, spit in that cup.
Go.
We got to put some LeVox wine in our cups right here.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try some of
Hey,
that.
so
Gotta
we were
push it.
asking about this. Give us a little heads up what's going on.
So my buddy Russ Hayworth and I started this. So this is the vineyard is in Willamette Valley, Oregon, which is the Pinot capital of the world. So Hayworth Estates and I partnered up, and so we got LeVox wine, Pinot Noir, the Pinot Gris, and we got a new one that just came out called Front Porch, which is a white blend, which is a Pinot Gris Chardonnay Champagne, which is ridiculous.
I never knew you were so sophisticated.
Well, you know what I do.
Now, hang on a minute.
Hey,
Hang
so
on,
where
hang
do
on.
we get this?
Well, hold on.
Hold on, we got to plug this. Where do we get this?
Well, let me tell you where you get it. You can go to GaryLeVox.com and any of my social medias, Instagram, whatever, just click on wine, it'll go right there. Yeah. Yeah.
What you got?
It'll
Neil?
ship
What are we
anywhere
gonna-
around the world.
No, I was just going to touch on the sophisticated word.
Oh, we'll go on before.
on the wine thing though, it was when you first started coming out with it. You said, "Hey, Kayla, I've got me wine coming out.
Yeah.
You know, you like wine?" I said, "Yeah." So we like red wine and everything. And I said, what all kind are you going to do? And you're naming off all the things. And I said, "You going to do any box wine?" And I said, you said, "I don't know." And so I was sitting there. I said, "What if you had like Gary LeVox wine? It'd be amazing."
I will. I know.
And so, if you want the .coms for any of that, I've got them.
For a small price.
yeah.
So
He's
it's
not kidding.
It's the same
Oh, yeah.
thing. When we came up with Try That in Small Town, it's the first thing he did is went out and got a .com for it.
Yeah.
And so anything that seems interesting, we'll kind of get it. And then sometimes people want them, sometimes they don't.
He drove up in a Bentley so he can afford to buy the
Yeah, I think you can be fine. Yeah, I mean, no
Did you
less
really
than
get
$20.
the .com LeVox?
I got all versions of it.
See what that cost me, you know?
Yeah,
Everything's a
no,
third.
I did it because
Everything's
it'd
a
be
third.
funny because of what if your people ever caused it. So we're trying to get
Well, let's get
Gary LeVox wine, but some old boy's got it.
Let's
he
get
won't
it.
come off of it less than $19.95.
That's right, yeah. $2.50 a LeVox bottle of real box for you.
So you've been touring.
Been touring, been on the road, yeah. Leave for Kansas tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Wichita, it's been great.
How many shows
Solo
you
thing.
doing?
I probably did 35 this year.
All right, so
probably.
you're jumping back in.
Well, that's about good.
It is good.
Yeah,
right?
30's good. Yeah.
We tell people all
20's
the
good.
time, it's like, just like when you guys started, when we started, you're out doing 200 plus a year.
Right.
Grinding.
Yeah, man.
And then you finally get to that, a spot where you can do 60 and 50. And then it's like, oh, this is a spot.
Yeah.
This is a spot. And I think Jason's probably the same way. It's like, if we can do 40,
Yeah.
do big shows, man, that's where
Yeah.
you do it.
Really cool for me and Kurt tonight. Obviously, we have so much to talk about, but
Let him know. No, let him know.
took us and Jason out 06, 07.
Yeah.
First, we did, first year was like, 7 o'clock
Yeah, we
slot.
did
We
the
did
20.
4 or 5 songs. The first time we played like in an arena opening up. And then the next year we did the middle, it was us and you guys.
Yeah.
We played like 45 minutes. I remember standing there. I might have been in Florida somewhere. And, we'd played our 5 songs, and I think, God, I want to see like Blake was maybe out doing the
might be
middle
right.
slot
That might
at
be
that
right.
point.
But that was when
And
you
it was
guys
so
were at
big.
the pinnacle. I mean, we were,
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
it was
you guys
starstruck,
were.
really.
Did you say what
firing.
year was that? What year did you
God,
say?
that was probably this was
2006?
06 was the first time.
All right.
06, 07 in that range.
But we were like, oh my God, how do we get here?
How did we get here?
How do we get here?
It just seemed like, and it
you
was
guys-
still a ways
you
away
did
at that
it.
point. yeah, I
But
mean,
I remember something that you guys said, and you might have just been BSing, which could be true, but it was like, man, come out here, take our audience.
Yeah.
Do it.
Steal them
Try
all.
to steal our fans. We pass that on to people that play and open for us. It's like, listen, that's your stage. For
Yeah.
that 20 minutes or that hour, take it. Like, those are your fans. Make them your fans. And I always thought that was cool that you guys kind of gave us that advice and that freedom to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though we
cool.
couldn't go past a certain point.
yeah,
Speaking of that, didn't that happen a couple of times with a couple of openers with you guys?
Well,
Yeah, our old manager was pretty staunch on that. I'm like, they only have 2.5 feet anyway. They can't get a kick drum in here.
No, it was funny.
Yeah.
It was taped off for sure, and we couldn't go past the white tape. So, and of course, it was our first tour. We were scared shitless. We're like, oh, we don't want to screw up and get kicked off, right? So I remember a couple of points, like me and Aldine would be up there in that white tape, and we'd put one toe over that white line, and the ooh, man,
yeah. Alert. It's like the bowling line.
we're gonna lose our lights, boys.
But that was fun. We always appreciated you guys having us, man. It
Man,
was
we
cool.
loved having you
It was
guys.
cool.
That was actually, but you guys, I remember very specifically, though, you guys never treated us like that. Like, I remember it was always very welcoming.
Absolutely.
Well, shoot, we're all out there to try to win,
Yeah.
It's all about them fans.
Really,
Ego's ugly, No space behind the tape for that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys did put your toe over it a few times. But anyway.
It's documented.
You and I go back a long way.
Yeah, buddy.
2000, almost 25 years.
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
You
still.
do too, buddy. Golf tan, look at him.
It's a love
Yeah,
fest.
He's got
that's a
the
spray tan, by the way.
Good
Y'all look
DNA.
good.
Y'all
Oh,
look
yeah.
good too. Y'all look good.
Thanks to Allie.
It's not a spray tan.
Yes, it is. It's spray tan.
Thrash
No.
got that. I'm going to take the $10 package for 30 minutes and the goggles.
I got to see these guys firsthand from the get go to. I remember the first time I heard you guys sing. Billy Currington came over to the house one day, and this was probably in 2000. May have been a year before, I don't know, but he played me a demo because he knew I was, a huge vocal group guy. I loved the harmonies and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, I got this demo of this new band, and they're called Rascal Flatts." I'm like, "Really?" And we put it on, and it was Praying for Daylight before y'all had released it. And I was like, "Oh my God, these guys are like the next coming of Diamond Rio. This is incredible." And then I got to meet you, and we had a ton in common. We got to hunt together.
How did you guys meet?
Got to
What was
write
the-
together.
What was the hookup? Do you
I don't-
remember?
I don't remember.
Was it to
Do
write
you remember?
together?
Yeah,
or-
it was the first time we met was we wrote I Melt.
Are you kidding?
That was the first time we met.
First time we
Well, I know
met.
we talked before then, but I guess that was the first time face to face.
Yeah.
God dang.
That's a good first
Yeah.
write.
Yeah, wait a
It
second.
was a pretty good launch, pretty good song for a launch in a relationship. So
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was 2001 or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
God dang.
song.
Yeah.
Didn't Lana have something to do with y'all
Yes.
getting that going?
She did,
that
actually.
night?
Well, what's the
You're
story?
out there shaking that 5-gallon bucket with corn in there, and them turkeys were. I was like, "Am I at home? We're at home. This is gonna happen."
That's a fact.
Yeah,
No, it was late, and nothing was happening.
yeah.
And we were all, me and Wendell and Gary were getting ready. I mean, we were getting ready to part ways and get out of there. And it was, and about that time, it was after midnight, and Lana comes around the corner, didn't say a word, and goes up to the mantle in the den there and lights candles on the mantle. And Wendell was like, when you light those candles up there on the mantle, setting the moon. So
Was he just
started doing
joking,
that.
or was he like
No, he was
inspired?
serious. He was dead serious.
That's a great
And-
story.
Wow.
And I Melt was written.
That's a great
And
story.
Thank
The
you, Lana.
rest was history. And so I have to thank Lana for everything in my career.
Well, you're a smart man.
I do.
Yeah.
We know.
So here we are 25 years later.
Yeah.
And I got to have a front row seat to see the Flatts do their thing.
What year did you come here? What year did you get to Nashville?
I came here in '98, February '98.
And you guys were doing like Printer's Alley, right?
Oh,
Before
yeah.
it became touristy Printer's Alley, it was like seedy
We
Printer's
was on
Alley.
them bricks, dog.
Dude,
We was on them bricks. before
that was such a
boutique.
great time in Nashville.
Gosh, it was
It
good.
was. So I moved here. Like it was like 95, 96, and that's the first thing I did was go down to Printers. I went to Barbara's.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
And sat in it was the old guard like Donnie Castleman and
Oh, yeah.
Preston.
That was Stanfield.
Stanfield. And I just
Rusty Danmeyer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Rusty
and
Danmeyer.
Eddie Dunbar.
Eddie. Yeah.
I can't believe y'all remember those names. It's amazing.
I just sitting out there, and I just moved to town. I got sitting there waiting to get called up to play or something, and I tell people about that. Like it's such a different town now, but that's what you did. You immediately went to Printer's Alley and just tried to meet.
And it was
you know.
basically after hours.
Oh yes,
right?
Pat Lassiter was down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Yeah.
so was it you and Jay doing that? Because you hadn't met Joe Don at that time,
No.
right?
I came here a couple times, met Jay, and I could never get caught up at Barbara's or all that. But Lonnie's always had the karaoke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, shoot, I'd get in there,
Yeah.
And then and Lonnie said, man, you want to, I'd like to hire you. And that was my first time in town. I said, man, I don't even live here, but I'd love to. What do I just be a karaoke singer? I don't know. So anyway, I go back, and literally when I moved here in '98, I'd go to Barbara's, put my name on the list, fiddle, put my name on the list, and wouldn't get called up. Nobody would call you up because everybody had their friends, Preston, Rusty.
Yeah, right,
and everybody
right.
like,
Sure.
hey, I'm like, dude, that dude guy just got here. I've been here 4 hours. Yeah, I have a $400 tab. I have no job, no money. And I'm gonna have to run out of here. Yeah, or beat this dude to death because he,
I always tell people that like literally no money,
No.
none. I remember walking down those streets, leaving Barbara's at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. Like, the hell am I gonna do?
I know.
I just played one Keith Whitley song. I waited 5 hours. Don't close your eyes. I'm getting shit from that song tonight.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, well, and then when Jay and I got offered the gig to play like Mondays at Fiddle and Steel, Mondays.
Oh, you got the house gig on
Big
Monday.
Banger.
Yeah.
Big Banger Mondays.
Yeah, Monday because it's always crazy down there on Mondays at that point.
well,
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
there was nothing down there.
Monday at 8:30, off the chain.
Yeah, $3 you're looking at.
Yeah. Thank God for those cops that would walk through, because they'd pop in and be like, "Oh, we got somebody. We didn't hear anything." They'd be like, "No, we just stopped." Okay, all right. And we just worked off tips only,
It's-
And true story. We played from 9 to 3. Looked in that tip jar one night, and there was 27 cents in there.
See,
20s.
I told
Cents,
Kurt,
yeah. I was so embarrassed.
I was in that damn Tootsie's window.
Oh yeah.
Some Sundays back in the day in the
Yeah.
mid 90s. I played a 10-hour shift. I played every song, $16.
Yeah.
For you or
Bragger.
to split? Yeah, right?
Bragger.
No, I took 16 home for myself.
Oh, you got 16
I
for
took
yourself.
16 home,
He is
yeah.
a bragger, yeah.
But those are the days when nothing happened on the other side of Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was closed down.
There was like
Yeah.
the wheel.
Yeah.
Remember that? There was
Oh,
a
yeah.
wheel, and no one even, it was like, don't go on that side
No.
of the street. Now they're making bank down there as a player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when's Gary LeVox is open?
No, I'm staying all out of that deal. I can't compete with the Aldeans and the Old Reds and the
It's
the
everybody.
Lukes and the.
It's never too late.
That's right. Yeah, there might be a.
Maybe we could get you a
Cubicle
place
over there. I
Maybe a
could-
place in the alley would be fitting.
I know it. Yeah, and then knock the fiddle down to put up a taco stand. Are you kidding me?
Oh, they did? I didn't
There's
even
a
know
taco
that.
stand. I about threw up. You know, you'd go there and you'd see Hank Cochran and Willie Nelson and, you know, just everybody that walked those streets. And now, you know, you knocked all that history down to put a taco stand in there.
Yeah, it
What
is.
is world? That's that's no problem. That's a bad thing. That's not right. You can't do that. Buy some tacos somewhere else. Get it off the bricks.
So when did Joe Don enter the picture?
You know, probably. Well, it was '99 because we had the stage was so small at the Fiddle and Steel that Jay would set his little keyboard up at the beside the drum machine, beside the cigarette machine. There were cigarette machines, kids, back in the day. Pull the handle, and there was no vape or anything. You just had to pull it and it would come out. And so Jay would set it there and had a little drum track, you know. And we had a guitar player that would come in sometimes and play with us. And then he had got a gig, I think, with Michael Peterson. And Jay had got the gig with Shelley Wright. Shelley had,
Oh, that's
right.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
and Jay had hired Joe Don to play acoustic for Shelley. And he had told me about Joe Don and singing, you know, high harmony and being a great guitar player and all that. And then I get there, I show up at the fit because I was just killing myself. I was building swimming pools during the day. I was playing there 9 to 3, and then I'd go throw the Tennessean after that.
God, I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, dead sober. Sorry, everybody on my route. I never hit a porch. Broke my window. There was nothing.
That's funny. It's funny.
I'm a 30-year-old paper boy. Yes! This is awesome.
Hey, you did
drew it up.
Is that where your front porch wine idea came from?
Yeah. Well, I never even hit one, so no, it'd have been like sidewalk wine. Would have been called. But
That's
anyway,
funny.
so our guitar player didn't show up, and they called Joe Don. I walk in, and Joe Don's back there tuning up. And I was like, dude, who is this? I didn't even want to be there. I'm sunburnt from building pools. I'm like, I have to be here. My skin hurts. And then I have to go throw the freaking newspaper out here. My confidence is not high, guys.
This is not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Little heads up would have been nice. You know, so he was like, that's the guy I was telling you about, Joe Don. Plays with Shelley. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So I was not even in a good mood. And Preston Stanfield was playing drums, and he's like, what song are you going to start with? And I was like, I don't care. And it was Church on the Cumberland
Yeah,
Road.
that's right.
And they kicked it off. I was like, okay, well, he knows the intro. And we got to that, oh, didn't know that floor down before I could go so slow. We hit that harmony thing, and I went, oh. I had Tourette's. I was like, what was that? I was like,
So you
Wow.
really did feel it from the beginning. It's like, oh, this is cool as shit.
the first chorus of that song, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk before then, you know.
Wow.
That's
That's
amazing.
a very. So it's a crazy story. That's how it always happens. Mm-hmm. Not to get out, but when him and Rich met, same thing. We were playing a bar. Remember Kickers in Clarksville?
Oh, yeah.
God, it's mid
Kickers,
late
yeah.
'90s or something. Same thing. We had never played. I never played with Rich before, and we kicked into Trisha Yearwood's song, and I was like, damn.
Rich used to play with us.
Yeah,
I know.
Down there.
Isn't that
I didn't
crazy?
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich Redmond. Yeah.
Yeah, Rich did, and Dave that played with Toby.
Oh, that's
What's
right.
Dave's last name? That's,
I can't remember.
I can't
know
either.
you're
But
talking
that's
about,
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
You know, Dave.
Bro.
You know who you are.
No, but it's always, those stories in town are cool though. Like, and how or something just God thing comes in and and it lines up for whatever reason. Then you're stuck together for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us the story there of you guys. Okay, you've got something. Hey, let's form a band. Let's do this. And then were you doing showcases, or did somebody see you? How did Rascal Flatts come to be?
So it kind of came like this. The cliff note of it is Jay and Joe Don were playing with Shelley Wright. So that was kind of their thing.
Yeah.
I came here for a solo gig, you know. So I was working with there was an artist named Mila Mason.
Yeah.
And so Mila was helping me. She was like, "You have one of the greatest voices that I've ever heard." She's like, "I would do anything to help you." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." So she took me to Blake Mevis, who managed Keith Whitley and all that. And so she was helping me find songs. And so we just started doing that. And then I had signed a development deal with Stony Tree with Mark Bright and Marty Williams. And then Jay was like, "Hey man, we should try to do this duo thing." And I'm like, "What? We never talked about a duo thing." I was like, "You're not playing with Shelley and all that." So I'm like, "All right." So I tell Mark and Marty, we go over there, we sing. He was like, "All right, bring your cousin in, we'll sing." We sang something, and he was like, "Awesome." 2 weeks later, we get Joe on. He was like, "Well, how many more are you bringing in here?" I think this is it. So we get in there and do, Church on the Cumberland Road or whatever. So that's where that happened. And we got Praying for Daylight was actually on hold for Black Hawk because Mark Bright was producing Black Hawk at the time. He was like, "I don't think they're getting back together, but if they do, we'll have to worry about that later because I think the song's perfect for you guys." So we did Praying for Daylight, Long, Slow, Beautiful Dance, From Time to Time. That was our 3-song demo. And then, the rest is, after that, is kind of...
It's funny. I heard about you guys, and so what year was that when you cut Praying for Daylight?
The first album came out June 7th, 2000.
Okay, so I was in a rock band at that point, and Mark was kind of helping us a little bit, and he said, "Man, you got to hear this." I remember hearing about you guys.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I'm in a rock band. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And there was you guys.
He's back here playing that Satan music. I'll be worshiping that devil.
Look at his arm.
Look at him.
I know.
There. Huh?
Greg McCarn would not be happy.
Oh my gosh.
Cracking.
Tell him what McCarn said.
So-
This is great.
so-
During our Rush Low.
Little story.
yeah.
So
years.
these guys were huge, and we were in a band that Randy Goodman had signed called Rushlow, and we're like the stepchildren because you guys were so big, and we're in there, and we're trying to carve out some sort of space, And Greg McCarn, Greg, I love you, but this is true. So this is 02, 03, somewhere in that area.
Somewhere in that spot.
And Greg was doing what was his title? He was doing some, advising or styling or whatever. And so we went to the label for a meeting, and he looks at me and he goes, "Whew, I have to cover those arms up." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I had one tattoo at that point, it's all I could afford.
Right.
And look at it today, people, their necks covered. So
Yeah.
I was ahead of my time. McCarn.
Yeah.
You were way ahead of your time.
Trendsetter.
Yeah, see? But I remember what's great, the year that we got signed over there, we went to I want to say the CMA watch party was there. And I can't remember what song you guys played, but I remember Renee Lehman, who worked for the label, was there. And everybody's watching the television, and you guys, it might have been one of your first CMA performances. It was a big performance, and I can't remember what song it was.
Moving On, maybe?
Could have been, but it was big. And I remember being there thinking, God, how do you get there? How do you get there? But what a fun time reminiscing about that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's funny. Back in the day when I'd hear you on the radio, and you had such an amazing voice. You always have, and
Thank
just
you,
pops
buddy.
off the radio and off the mic, and you do so many tricks with it, and just moves that just people can't really make. And in my mind, I'd never met you before. I thought you're, it's kind of. I didn't know you were a country guy.
Oh, right.
I just thought you were, a little more poppy and everything, and.
You can say you was a boy, man. Just let it go, Kayla. You'll feel better about it.
So anyway, so you came. We wrote one time, and that's when you get to know somebody. And you remember you came to my little country farmhouse over there on Paisley's farm, and you walked in, and I don't know, was I expecting you to be wearing, but it was completely different. Like you came in, you had on the.
just say it. You're really beating around the bush. You thought he was a
hang
liberal.
on now. I mean,
You thought he was a liberal.
Yeah.
No.
That's what he wants to say, Gary.
I thought you were going to walk in with parachute pants, Gary.
I didn't even say liberal. But anyway, you came in, in everything camo. You had 2 pounds of deer jerky that you'd made yourself, and said, "You like deer jerky?" Had a big dip of Copenhagen in. I'm like, okay, I have totally misread this guy completely. But just the coolest thing ever, and I just didn't think you were a country guy, and sure enough,
Tell him about that time that he came over to your house to write, but he went over to Paisley's house.
I don't remember.
I do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I do.
remembers.
Tell what
He
happened.
remembers.
I was getting directions to your house, because I was reading them, so whatever, and I pulled in, and I'm like, daggone, Kayla's banging. I'm like, wow.
What is this guy written?
Let's go. I'm like, I know he's written a bunch of Paisley hits, but this joker's Kayla was killing it. I get up there, I go, I knock on the door,
I forgot
knock on
about
the door.
that.
And I'm like, wow, I got my little backpack, my number 2 pencil sharp. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get me one of these houses one of these days, boy. And all of a sudden, this little guy comes over, and he's like, "Can I help you?" Like, yeah, came over here to write, and he was like, come on in. And I go, okay, great. And I'm like, this is the right place. And then all of a sudden, he goes, Brad? I'm like, Brad.
Is that Kayla's partner?
Yeah, I'm thinking, we were right with Ashley, weren't we?
What I don't know about him. Yeah. Ashley was over there.
Yeah.
Ashley Gorley. Mhm.
Yeah, it was me, you, and Ashley
Yeah.
Gorley. And he goes, Brad? And I'm like, Brad? See, on the set, here comes Paisley up the steps. I'm like, he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, this is my house. And I'm like, this isn't Kayla's house? Where is everybody? I'm so confused because I drove by your house, I guess, to
funny.
go back there. Yeah, so that's
so good.
That's funny. I forgot about that.
He was like, you want coffee? And I was like, yeah, I want coffee. Yeah, come on.
Gary, what are you doing here?
That's funny.
It's like, that's weird. I didn't think I'd wake up this morning and Gary LeVox would be standing here. And I said, well, I didn't think I'd be staying in Brad's house, in your house, looking for Kayla.
I actually didn't know you wrote with other writers besides me. I was kind of pissed.
So that was early on. That was early on. Oh, don't even try that. Try that in a small town.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that story.
Okay.
So we're
here we go.
We're turkey hunting. Thrash was like, I'll play you something. Go, all right. We're at turkey camp, Plays that. I'm like, I just put my hand on. I said, I'm cutting that. I'm cutting that sucker. I'm like, woo! I'm like, let's go, Thrash. He goes, no. You can't. Aldine already cut it. I was playing. Don't you ever play me anything I can't cut? Are you kidding me?
Dude, you called me.
funny.
I was out walking. You and Thrasher are hanging out at your barn, and I'm outside. My phone rings. And it's you. I'm like, Gary. And you're like, that damn song. I'm like, Neil, Gary. How come Gary's yelling at me?
Like you bunch of Indian
love
givers. What are you doing?
We're just kidding.
Yeah. Here, listen to this that you can't have. Listen to that you can't have.
We always play each other's songs. You play me stuff you do, and I get pissed because
I know, but they're
wasn't
not
writer
hits.
on it.
You always play me hits. So yours counts different than mine.
I just wanted your approval when I played it. I knew you would love that song.
I was going to
and
cut it. No, you can't.
Hey, man, it's cool though. Every night, I mean, at least one time per run, your name comes up because one of Aldine's, he loves your voice. We all do, but like as a singer, like he always says, "Man, I've stole some cool shit from Gary, or tried to." He's always wanted. He's always loved that range. He talks about it all the time. It's a big.
I've stole a lot of shit from Gary.
Whatever.
Well, I mean,
I saw a lot of stuff out of Jason's pool. But
it's fun. That's why it was so fun being out there
thank
too.
you, man.
Like in that point, in the early days was, damn,
learning as we go, really.
so fun looking back on it. Really.
Try it and see what works and what don't.
Yeah.
You learn quick what happens.
You better learn.
And playing bars, it's the biggest. That's the best education you can get.
We talk about this all the time about people that came up like in the era that we did. That's how you had to learn.
Yeah.
You had to learn by being in the bars, and you learned how to perform to one person or 20, and it wasn't as
Played
easy.
5 sets a night.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you had to earn every minute of that. And we talk about it all the time, how I'm not bashing the new artists today, but most of them haven't put that time in, and you can tell when they get up there.
Yeah.
They never suffer through 5 sets with no one there, or when it's packed
or
and you're having
suffer through
fun.
any sets, right?
They just or the worst thing of all, a showcase.
Well, but it's true, and it's like, and it's just a different time. So if you become popular via TikTok or whatever, that's awesome. That's a great path. But you just didn't do that in the way that we're accustomed to seeing it done and learning that way.
Well, and you know what? The other thing too is I think if you haven't failed on that circuit,
that's a great
You know what
point.
I'm saying?
Yep.
Because it's what it takes. You know, it takes a few boos or people getting up, and going, "Oh, they're leaving." You
Yeah.
know?
What do I need to do?
Give me just one more last one. You know, that kind of thing. But now people they're just they go TikTok to this to a showcase, and there's so much pressure on them because they've never failed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've edited how they wanted to edit, and they put it on there, so you see what they've wanted you to see. But they've never been in front of people failing, you know, or winning. You know,
That's a
It's
great
like,
point. I've never thought about like that.
Well, I got a book coming out. It's next
Okay, good.
Thursday, so it's
A book and wine.
It's probably true.
it comes with a bottle of.
And even after you pay those dues of before you move to Nashville and you play in the bars and like we all did, like wherever we're from, the hometown, you get to Nashville, you do Printers Alley, you do that, you get your deal, and then the hard work starts again. Because I'm even when the first Aldean's first record came out, and we were on tour with you guys, we're doing a fill-in day at Coyote Joe's and somewhere in Charlotte, and I remember we got like an hour to play we hop up there on the house band's gear, and I remember busting in Amarillo Sky. This is like, you know, a year before the album came out or something, and the dance floor empties, you know, packed house, and we're up there playing like it's, you know, like we're in a stadium, of course.
Yeah.
And we're playing Amarillo Sky, and right in the middle of second chorus, this guy walks up to the front of the stage and just play something good. Just gives us the mean one.
It's the greatest.
And we're like, we just kept, but that you need that.
Yeah.
You need it, and I don't think enough of the young artists have that, where it's like, okay, you gotta get through it, you know.
Because and then you know, imagine doing that in your face. But now they can read one thing on there and go, really? And start responding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, just have somebody do it in your face and you go, okay. You know, hit me with your best shot. You switch up songs. You know, you make it,
Yeah.
you know. that
Guys,
kind
we're
of
in the
stuff.
middle of an awesome conversation with Gary LeVox. Stick with us. We got a word from our sponsors coming right up. LeVox Wine.
Hey, brought to you by LeVox Wine and LeVox Flavors.
We're so thankful for our sponsor. Original Brands is starting a new era in American domestic premium beer.
Amen.
American made, American owned, Original Glory.
Original Glory not only tastes great, but it's under 90 calories and only 2 carbs. Easy drinker and perfect for the active lifestyle.
Bring it.
Original Glory. It's a veteran-founded company with a deep love of country. Original Glory.
Freedom is worth drinking too.
Join the movement at drinkoriginalbrands.com.
There's a place in your heart nobody's been. Take me there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Things nobody knows, not even your friends. Take me there. Tell me about your mama, your daddy, your hometown, show you around. Yeah, I wanna see it all. Don't leave anything out. I wanna know everything about you. And I wanna go down every road you've been, where your hopes and dreams, your wishes live. You keep the rest of your life hid. Wanna know the girl behind that pretty stare, and take me. Yeah. Take me there.
Gary LeVox on the show tonight.
Sing it, Neil Thrasher.
What?
Perfect for
Your first real kiss.
Oh, we're going on.
Your first true love.
We were in love.
You were scared to show me where you learned about life. Spend your summer nights without a care. there. I wanna roll down Main Street, the back road, like you did when you were a kid. What made you who you are? Well, tell me what your story is. I wanna know everything about you there. And I wanna go down every road you've been, where your hopes and dreams and wishes live. You keep the rest of your life hid. I wanna know the girl behind that pretty stare. Take me, take me there. Take me there.
Hell yeah.
boys.
Damn, that hurt.
I feel like we're at the Bluebird and we're just like, we can't talk. And we're like,
There is.
It's about this big, too.
There's nothing like that going on anywhere else right now.
No.
Two of the best singers we've got. I mean,
let's go.
Neil, he's better than you, but you know that. But you're pretty good. You're pretty good, Neil. But this is Gary LeVox.
Is there a story behind that
Trust me,
song?
I know.
That's a great song.
Amazing.
Take
That
Me
was,
There?
that was amazing.
Yeah,
That's
There's a great story behind it. Take me there.
Well, take me there.
Yeah, well, I'd like to.
Well, take them there.
Yeah, Thrash and Wendell and Chesney wrote it.
Hacks.
Yeah. It was a fluke kind of a thing.
That was Chesney's idea, because he called me one night and he said, "Hey man, I got an idea for a song, and I got the title in the first line." And he said, "There's a place in your heart nobody's been. Take me there." And I went, "Ooh,
Yeah.
no." So we got with him and wrote it, but by the time it kind of sat there for a while, like songs do, and it's like by the time we got around to demo it and everything, Chesney was already done with his record. So you know who I thought of right off the bat.
Like they say in the Grinch, another man's trash is another man's potpourri.
And man, the first time when I heard it when they cut it before they put it out, because I think it was on the Still Feels Good record.
Yeah.
And they put it was the first single. And man, I heard that and I was like, oh my god,
It's a hammer.
It's great.
a hammer.
I love that.
It found
Great
the right
melody.
home.
It did.
I still love to sing it too, man. It's just it makes you just want to, there's some there's some songs you do and you're just like, oh no. You're the intro and you're just like, but that's when that starts that. There's a place in.
Yeah, man.
You're like, that's good.
I owe at least, probably more than half of my career to the Flats for the relationship that I've had with that guy right there. And the guys and the songs that they've recorded of mine.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite one?
That they've done?
Yeah,
Oh God, you had to ask me that.
I do. What's your favorite?
Well,
Which one?
I don't know.
wanna
Fast
answer?
Cars and Freedom was such a big song.
Yeah.
And it still is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like a standard thing. I hear it all the time in the
I heard it at
elevators.
TSC yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
Tractor Supply. I walked in. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
me and Gary and Wendell wrote that one, and that's why it's so special.
And I melt too.
Oh,
That was the first one. Yeah.
And it's so funny how many people still request, like, before the shows, you'll do a meet greet, a VIP thing, and everybody will go, I'm held. You're like,
People don't understand, man. It's
Yeah.
like the verses are like way down here, like 2 octaves almost. It's not 2 octaves, but it's an octave, but it's way down. The verse, when you light those candles, and then the chorus is, it's like
It's amazing.
Oh.
I was going to ask you before you got here. Sometimes
not to back you up. I
No,
would
come
say
on.
probably my favorite song that we've ever written together, probably means the most, is Probably Changed. Probably Changed.
Yep. I knew you were going to
Hands
say
down.
that.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, we wrote that at the farm. at Freedom Farms. See my hat? See Gary's hat?
Yeah. You can get those online
At GaryLeVox.com.
GaryLeVox.com. And they're coming in many different colors.
That song right there came from when Allie, my oldest daughter, got baptized in the Gulf of Mexico. Mm-hmm. That's where that song started. I came up with the first two lines.
You got baptized in the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah.
Wow.
Standing there on the beach. Yeah.
Yeah, with a margarita. It was weird.
I'm ready, Lord. She went down. She went down.
I think I see God.
Cup went up.
That's not true. Hold this, Pastor.
Is that you, Jesus?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh my God.
I tell you what, that was so funny. Knowing you guys for so long, when my son was younger, we'd always fly into Denver, drive up and go skiing and Steamboat, Breckenridge, and be a good 3-hour drive or whatever. And from when he was like 6 and 7 on Life is a Highway on repeat.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
70 West the whole way. I'm like, Keller, one more time, Dad. I'm like, okay.
Okay, whose idea was it to cut that song? Because some people might not know that's a cover.
Yeah.
So how did that come up?
John Lasseter.
Good call.
John Lasseter, the head of Pixar, came to a show, and because we were on Disney, with Leary Street. So Lasseter came to a show, which John Lasseter, who wrote Toy Story, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Goes on and on and on.
He's rich.
Yeah, he has a lot of money. Yeah,
He has a big house.
yeah, he does. And wine. And wine. Yeah.
And speaking of wine, get your Gary LeVox wine.
GaryLeVox.com. Yeah.
And get a matching hat with it.
Yeah, we have them 2 color per bottle. But what's cool? So we go to the show, and and he wears. John would wear these shirts with all the stuff on there with Woody, and he's like a big kid. So he's got these little like index cards, and he's like, I got this idea for this movie. The cars are the actual people in the movie. Blah blah blah. We're like, all right. And so it's kind of like, and he's scrolling down through there, and you see Lightning McQueen come out of the back of the semi, And he was like, do you guys know the song Life's a Highway? And we're like, yeah, you mean like Life's a Highway, I'm gonna ride it all night long. I go, yeah. And he goes, do you know the whole thing? And I go, is there more to it than that? I didn't know there was verses to it. That's all I knew. And I'm like, he goes, yeah, it's a whole song. And I go, really? And I go, well, I'll learn it. And he goes, I think it'd be an awesome place to do that song right there, coming out of the thing. I'm like, okay. And then,
It was.
Then I got in the studio, and I'm like, what do these words mean? Where was Tom Cochran on? Was he on acid?
So was it going to be just a soundtrack song, or did you guys think, hey, this is going to be part of or a single? Did you have that feeling?
No.
Okay.
No, we just cut it for the movie.
Okay.
And it was the first time we worked with Dan Huff.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what Dan came in. It was the first thing he produced on us was that. And then it became...
It was kind of a lightning
what
bolt
it became.
moment of, Dan's a badass.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Well, hey, all those kids, they think that y'all...
Oh, yeah.
That was a new song, and it was y'all's
Kelly
song.
didn't know my son.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's Rascal Flatts. Like when I say on repeat, I mean, we had to stop him. Like I said, I know those guys. I can't take any more.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I get it.
I love them. I can't take any more.
But I will put you up for an
It's been 10
adoption.
times in a row. Yeah.
You will be adopted.
We are high altitude, and
Yeah.
I have a good reason. But no, what a. I mean, seriously, it is like your song.
Yeah,
You know.
well, and people fit. It's so weird. They're like, my son thinks you're Lightning McQueen. If I saw more Lightning McQueen stuff, it's crazy. It's just
It's amazing. Same thing. He had he was playing it on repeat on his car's CD player.
Oh yeah,
So that good call on that and doing that. So.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Had to be the biggest one ever. Had
Oh
to be.
yeah. Well, and talking about like timeless classic songs.
Ticks?
Is that your list of?
Oh yeah.
Pass that to Gary. This is something Gary and I wrote.
Oh wow!
what? Can I peek?
I'll see if he remembers it.
He doesn't. He passed.
Do you need my readers?
Do you remember that?
what do you pull out?
What is it? I'm just telling you.
Yes.
At the time,
did you?
it never got recorded, But
Didn't someone record this?
there was a different version. Our
Remember we
version
called
was-
each other? We were like, can you believe this crap?
Yeah, because
Craig
our
Morgan.
publishers sitting there saying,
You guys
"Y'all
wrote this
can't-
song?
Y'all can't put this out. You know, you can't record it and everything."
I
We're
had no
saying- We're
idea.
saying, why?
This overtakes Ticks.
Well, because it's called Corn Star.
I know the song. I know the song.
I know, but this is a different song. Craig Morgan came out with one after ours.
Oh.
Different, completely
Corn
different song.
Star?
No.
And we were so irritated.
He
We
had that
thought it was-
brilliant idea
it
too.
was so great.
It was,
yes.
and it was shortly after
Yes.
we wrote it.
Very, yeah.
Oddly short after you wrote it.
He's a corn star or something, and we're like,
Well, I want to hear this version now.
I don't. Can you play
I
that
can't
version?
believe I couldn't
Remember
find,
it?
it's so old. I didn't know I didn't have the demo.
if I have my computer, I got it on my computer.
If you've got it, but like the verse is like
this
it's
is amazing.
It's a tempo. And as soon as that rooster crows, she's slipping on her clothes, ties her hair up in a bow. She's awake and the whole town knows. She's in that good dirt walking. She's got her iPod rocking, got all those old boys gawking, caught behind those tractors honking. Gonna be a traffic jam on 68 again. They're rubbernecking through that four-board fence. Chorus. She's never made a movie. Never been in a magazine, but she's a 3-year reigning hay baling county fair queen. All the farmers' daughters hate her. All the farm boys want to date her. They try to catch a peek when she comes out of that barn. She's a corn star.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh!
Smash, boys!
I want you to sign
Really?
this.
I feel like it's better as a
It
written
was
poem.
easy
right?
money. Easy money.
Oh my. Oh wait, the bridge.
Continue on, Tully.
I'm still in love with it,
No,
Kayla.
the bridge is amazing. Yeah, she's hot, so hot. She just thinks it's from the sun, but oh no, that ain't why they're pulling up. The river on the shoulder thinks some boy just told her he's her biggest fan, but she don't understand
That she's a corn
that she's a
star.
corn
Oh,
star.
yeah.
Hey, you know what?
One
man's
that dude was
trash.
skipping the second verse.
It's
Man.
another man's potpourri. She's a corn
This needs to go up in our office.
That's
Our
pretty
little-
I feel like it does.
No, I remember you talking about this title.
Yeah.
I do.
I don't even know where we go.
I was thinking
from
about
there.
that.
No,
And-
because
and we did
when you
some-
hear a title like that, you're like, should we write that?
Yeah.
Well, and then Ashley Gorley, he's thinking the same thing. Like after we got it done and we were going to demo it and everything, and he's like, man, he goes, I don't know. He goes, I don't know. He goes, I said, dude, it's right. I said, we wrote it right. It's right for the idea. I said, somebody's going to write it. I said, I guarantee you somebody's going to write
right.
it. And he goes, I don't know. I don't know if I feel good about it. He goes, how's Gary feel? I said, I don't know. I said, I think he loves it. And then it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
And then
literally
6 months later,
here it comes.
hear it on the radio, and I said,
Craig Morgan.
damn it.
So let me ask you this.
Hold on. This second verse may be the best.
Because I wasn't ready to leave it yet either.
Yeah, I know. It's
No,
just
I gotta
too
hear that. I gotta hear that.
It's
Yeah.
low hanging fruit. Please
Hold
go.
on a minute, y'all. She ain't done nothing wrong. Can't call that girl a hoe. No. That's what she's using when she's working in them rows.
Oh, it rhymes. It rhymes. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Eminem ain't the only one that can do this.
Go on, Gary.
Overalls may be a little tight, but her folks raised her right. That's
damn
all that she'll be showing until her wedding night.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Never been to Hollywood, never left that little town. Oh, but can she draw a crowd? She's a corn star.
It ain't easy.
No, it ain't easy.
It ain't no hobby, is it, Kalo?
No accidents.
No, she ain't no hoe. That's just what she's using when she's turning up them roads.
I remember Craig Morgan's version. It wasn't similar at all, was it? Like was that a
Same
tempo
premise,
to-
but we-
But not as
I don't-
good.
I don't remember it.
Not
Well, you're not
even
gonna
close.
beat that.
No.
Couldn't have been.
I think
as
we
good.
remember just being irritated because we had it first, and it's kind of the thing. Like when you come up with ideas, regardless of what it is, it's out in the universe, and once somebody thinks of something,
Yep.
somebody's going to grab it. And as a writer and not an artist, you're like please, we got to cut it like as soon as possible because somebody else is thinking of it right now.
like Ticks.
Exactly.
Someone was going to write Ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wrote it.
Again, not my idea, but I was glad I was on it. That's
I wish I was on it.
Hey, that's
I
some
know, I wish
classic.
I was
I wish
on
I
it.
was on it too, Kim.
I wish I was on it.
That's some
I make
classic
fun of it, but I
country,
still want to be on it.
I'll tell you
love
a funny story
Country
about
you
ticks.
genius,
What?
I'll tell you
You're
a funny
amazing.
story about ticks. We're at the Grammys.
You are too.
So we're nominated. We're at the Grammys. We're sitting in there, and this was 06, I think. What Hurts the Most was out, and we had outsold everybody in the whole entire world that put a record out, any genre of music, whatever. We're at TIX, so they had one country performance on the Grammys, and we're like, gotta be what hurts the most. Nope. Brad Paisley and TIX. Yeah, it was. We're sitting out there going, man, we outsold everybody in this whole entire. I'd like to check you for. We didn't get a performance. We're like, Brad, I hope you get TIX and Tigers, Joker. I hope you get all of it.
Yeah, the Grammys they're funny like that.
Funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
love it.
I didn't know that.
It's kind of like Morgan Wallen
Grammys.
can't seem to get
see, we're
any
learning.
award now.
I know
right?
he cannot.
Yeah.
It's
And this
unbelievable.
guy is
So unfair, man.
It is so unfair, and he is outselling everybody. He does
It
5
should be-
nights at
it-
stadiums.
It should be Entertainer of the Year. Entertainer of the Year.
Shouldn't even be a question.
Entertainer of the Year.
No, it shouldn't be.
It comes down to, you know, this. Like we all talk about. Like you don't argue with stadiums. You don't argue with selling out 3 nights in football
No.
stadiums, and you know that's. And even Aldi says that's his award. You know, right now. You know,
I was just. I mean, you know how the show business thing goes, but you know, to me, just being an honest person, if you have got the biggest single, you should win single of the year. If you've sold more albums than everybody, you should win album of the year. If you've outsold,
right.
you know, everybody, you can't give that to Loretta Lynn.
Nah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because there was one year we were over there that she won female vocalist, and she hadn't had an album out in, you know, and we all love Loretta,
Absolutely.
you know, but you know.
It's, you know, people don't understand, and it kind of, you pulling back the curtain a little, but it's like in anything where there's money to be made or power to be had, there's politics at play. And, you know, people think that the award goes to the most deserving, and that's just not how it is.
No.
And it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
There's no business like show business. There's no business like.
I mean, but if Cornstar were to came out, think of the walls that would have knocked down.
Well, and you know that's what we
There's still
we're,
time, Gary.
we're wall knockers, guys. That's what
We've
we're
been
wall
called
knockers. And Kayla and I are going to sign this. You'll get this at GaryLeVox.com with the mind and the hat.
Oh hell, y'all should freaking autograph that lyric, and we'll.
Oh, definitely.
All right, Gary,
We'll get a handwritten one.
Yeah,
We'll
Are
get
you
that on,
kidding me?
I'll dig up the
Try
handwritten
that in
one.
a small town podcast. You want to sign it? We can.
Oh, well, we're going to
No,
need
we'll
it.
do. Now, I can find the old handwritten one. It's somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, heck
Yeah.
yeah. You know where it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Gary, you're everybody knows you're an amazing singer. You've been recognized for that. But tell me this, like collaboration wise, who was the best artist that you collabed with that you were like, damn, this is badass?
You know, we've been fortunate enough to sing with a bunch of greats. You know, it'd be hard to pick, but you know, every time you can, like the Lionel Richie thing was great.
Yeah.
You know, Dancing on the Ceiling, then us and Reba. You know, and then, gosh, I don't know. You know, we got this. I don't know. We wrote a song with Michael Bolton that was on his record, and that dude sings his face off.
Yeah.
You know.
Very cool.
So,
It's like, you know, you
and
get-
anytime I sing with Neil and Kayla is always
well,
Well, obviously that goes out saying.
given, right?
Thank you, Gary. You as well.
Well, just all us little corn stars out there just trying to make it.
Cornstar Publishing.
That's right,
Hey.
Corn Star Publishing.
Yeah.
I like that.
You laugh now.
I'm not laughing. I'm
Laugh now.
I'm thinking how to make money off
Yeah,
this.
Kayla, get that .com real quick.
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
Rachel, are you on that?
Yeah, Rachel.
Lana,
LLC,
Rachel.
Cornstar
Cornstar.com.
Is there any chance of the Flats? I mean, you know,
is it like the Eagles when hell freezes over?
the stars lining up again? I mean,
You know, God's
I'm just-
in charge of them stars, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, yeah.
Never say never.
You never say never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never say never. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Jay's kind of doing his thing. Joe Don's getting all his stuff together,
Yeah.
and you know, who knows? 25 could be different. I don't know.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of people in line for that, including
Oh, we're going.
Me.
If it ever happens, we are going.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I write for Jay over at Red Street with
Yep.
Kelley King.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've been over there
Oh,
for a
Queenie.
few years, and he loves him. He's doing the label and the publishing and everything, and he's
always had that business.
He's kind of meant
mind,
for it.
you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
he loves it, and I mean, I guess they have an HR department, but you know, but anyway, he's great.
Is he in charge of it?
But no, he's doing amazing over there.
Red Street. Dan Crockett. Dan's a good dude, too.
Yeah, he's a great
Dan's
guy.
a good
so
dude. Such a
got
great
good-
team over there.
Yeah, got a good setup.
Hey, Gary, we were talking before we came on. You were mentioning Hold the Umbrella. Tell us what that's about.
Yeah. You know, Hold the Umbrella is a song that that Thrash wrote too. Gosh, I don't know when you pitched it originally to us, but I loved it. You know, sometimes the songs just, they don't, you know, just there's a time and place for them. And now is the time. So Mickey Jack produced, I don't know, who'd you write?
I wrote it with Mickey Jack Cones and Tony Martin.
Oh, so y'all didn't write it together. It was
No.
just something that you had
You know,
got.
it's something
Okay.
I pitched to them. That song's probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never let it go. I always had it. I always kept it. I'm like, gosh, I love it.
But the rendition we had was more kind of country and right down. I mean, it wasn't country, but it had a little Jamaican feel, but nothing like the record that Mickey Jack and Gary cut. Yeah. And who's the other guy that
Rudy Perez.
Yeah. And they just took it to another level and put this Latin feel to it. And
so that's something that's coming out soon?
Yeah, that's going to be either, I don't know. We're working on it now. It'll either be out this year before the chart freezes, or it'll be out first of next year. But it's going to be there's going to be some really big Latin artists on it.
Right.
I love it. And so it's time. And now it's time. So it'll be out in 25 for sure.
And Gary,
Awesome.
that's on Big Machine, right? Scott Borchetta
Yep.
and our boy Clay Honeycutt over there. Yeah.
Yep. Old
That's
boy,
good.
old boy cut.
He
pressure,
loves some
Clay.
music.
No pressure,
No
buddy.
pressure. Make this happen. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. And you know, there's another one too that maybe come out next year, but me and Thrash and Lee Miller wrote called "She Stayed Anyway" that we cut. That it's really, really.
It's a good one.
Anybody that's been in a relationship, you know, it's called "She Stayed Anyway," knowing all the crap that she's going to have to go through. You know, she could have done better and should have left.
Sounds a little too close to
a little
home.
too close to home.
Yeah.
They don't always stay, Gary.
well, I've had a great career with these guys. With you, you're one of my best friends in the world,
Yep. You're mine.
and I hope it continues because you still sing your rear off.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy
you
how
do, too.
your voice sounds amazing. So it's top of the game.
Well,
You
God be the
still give
glory.
me an incentive to write. You still give me the inspiration to write, and
Well,
I think we should make a toast to Gary coming out.
Yep.
We got him off the farm tonight,
Yeah.
which was a rarity.
I could be bush hogging, but no.
Hey,
Thanks, Gary.
sincerely appreciate you, my
Thank
friend.
you, boys.
Here's a
I love
toast
each
to
and
you.
every one of you.
Come on now.
Love you, brother.
Cheers.
Love you too.
Cheers. Love you.
Gary LeVox, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Well, guys, that was an eventful episode right there.
That was
was
a
great.
lot of fun.
Oh, that guy is ridiculously funny, entertaining, great friend,
And one of the greatest singers in our genre.
the greatest.
Oh, hands down.
It's amazing, and he sounds as great today as he ever did.
Yeah, and I'm excited about the new stuff. It's
God
amazing.
dang, he's singing like better than ever. You know, sometimes you get older and sometimes people's voices get a little bit weaker. It's like, man, he's crushing it.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I would have thought by now he would have it would have been over. He'd be singing baritone in some quartet somewhere. He'd lost his high end, but it seems like he sings higher now for some reason, and better, and
Yeah, it's better.
smoother,
Very
and
smooth.
pure. Oh, he's still here.
Guys, I totally agree. I wanted to leave, but you know, I couldn't because I might be just as good as you guys are saying. Don't let me interrupt though. Keep going.
Oh my God!
So we said everything you wanted us to. Is that
Yeah, pretty
good?
You guys
Okay,
got
good.
the paper over there?
It's a good recap.
Good,
Yeah, we got the sheet. And the fee, your feet.
Okay, got the fee down there?
Yeah, yeah. Ooh,
Okay.
it's a little
Easy.
more than I
Alright.
thought. We're going to need an extra sponsor this week.
Yeah.
We love us some LeVox.
Absolutely.
Love
Absolutely.
you boys too.
Hey, we're going to have him on again, but
Okay,
please
we'll
do
it
this.
tomorrow.
We can make that work. Hey, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you got to like, you got to subscribe. Right, Gary? That's
Come
what
on, guys.
that's what
Like and subscribe.
Come on, tell them what
Thank
to do.
you.
At Insta, we're there at Try That Podcast.
And
What's
still
your
look-
Instagram? Is it Gary LeVox?
Yeah, it's at hold please.
Well, while you're doing that, we're on
I
X.
got people that do things. I got guys.
We're on X. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on everything. Go
Yeah.
check out Gary.
Yeah, GaryLeVox.com. Gary LeVox on everything.
All right, let's do it. We appreciate you being there.
Thanks, Gary.
Make sure to follow along, subscribe, share, rate the show. And check out our merch at trythatinasmalltown.com.